Welcome back to my channel. My name's Eliza, and in today's video we're going to talk about 35 knitting and crochet patterns that I found which are perfect for spooky season. And they're free. Okay, the theme of the video today is hats. I have 31 hat patterns and then I have 4 like accessory patterns. I have a long list and I have a bundle that I've made on Ravelry, which will be linked down below with all of the pattern links, and they'll be in the order that I'm going in this video. Starting off with a classic. I was so excited when I found this one because it's just like the quintessential Halloween costume. And that is the pumpkin head pattern. This is a knitting pattern. It uses bulky weight yarn and US 11 needles, which are 8mm. And like I said before, this pattern is free along with all of these patterns. Every single pattern in this video is free. If you like this pattern, it is not free. It is the flower hat that I just wrote the pattern for. It's available on my Ravelry. It's $5. I spent a lot of time trying to figure out how to make this, but if you want it for free, there is a full tutorial, which I will also link below. It's a little bit long, but it's a little complicated. Back to the pumpkin head. This has 2 sizes. It has a child size and an adult size. I kind of said that in one word, an adult size. The pattern uses circular and double pointed needles. It uses I-cord techniques, which if you made this, you can definitely make an I-cord. And it also has a sewn in lining. So this thing seems pretty solid. It's like, I don't know, anything with a lining sounds very serious to me, and like it's probably pretty well made, which is awesome because it's a free pattern. Let's just talk about the pictures real quick. I love that there's a picture where they like put the 2 pumpkin heads on a statue. When I first saw this picture, I definitely didn't realize it was a statue. I was like, aw, adult and baby pumpkin. And then I realized they just like went and plopped them on a statue somewhere. Moving on, I have another pumpkin hat. This one is a little bit easier because it's just a hat, basically a beanie. It's another knitting pattern, and this one uses size US 6 needles or 4mm, and it uses worsted weight yarn. So it looks like this is actually just the pattern for the hat, for the little orange hat, and then they tell you where you can find the pattern for the little corkscrew vine stem. I don't know what that's supposed to be. It has like you know, but the leaf and the little corkscrew are somewhere else, but they tell you where. They're from Knitting on the Edge by Nikki Epstein. I guess you can find it there. My next category, and the way I've organized these patterns, the next one are animal ears. The first pattern I found is called Cat Headband and Wrist Warmers. This uses Lion brand yarn. It's not a Lion brand pattern, but I think maybe it was affiliated with Lion brand somehow. They do say that this is a great last minute Halloween project, which we love since Halloween is literally in like a week, maybe less by the time I upload this video. This pattern has sizes for children and adults, and it's to make a headband that has cat ears and little mittens that have little cat toe beans. It looks pretty simple. It uses Aran weight yarn and US 7 or 4.5mm needles. Probably pretty simple. It has 162 projects on this Ravelry page. Amazing. It looks like if you just stick the little toe beans on the mittens instead of doing like intarsia or whatever more permanent suggestions they have, you could probably wear those little mittens outside of Halloween too. The next pattern is a crochet pattern, and I was a little confused by this at first because these ears look like so perfect. These are the red Panda Fox Ears. They use Aran weight yarn and a 4.5mm crochet hook, and I was like looking at these pictures for so long. I was like, how are these crocheted? But I think you brush the ears to get them to look like that because they look like so perfect and fluffy, and like I don't see any crochet stitches. They just like disappear. There's a whole blog post about how to make these ears linked with the pattern, and I just think they're really cool. They look really amazing. The next animal ears, I have 2 bunny ear patterns. First one is a knitting pattern, another Halloween hat that's been placed on a statue. This uses needle size 9, which is 5.5mm, and their suggested yarn is bulky weight yarn, so probably knits up pretty quickly. I love the size of these ears. They look massive. Very cute. You could definitely do a, what's her name? Karen from, well wait no, Karen dresses as a mouse in Mean Girls. You know the vibe. Animal ears and lingerie. Okay, the next one, less animal ears and lingerie, more casual animal hat. This is the bunny rabbit costume hat for Easter, Halloween, or any time. That's the title of this pattern. It's a crochet pattern. It uses worsted weight yarn, 5mm hook. I think this hat is so cute. I would probably wear this like year round because it's like animal ears, but it's like casual enough. It's not as committed as like the last set of bunny ears that was like massive. Like you usually wear this as an everyday hat. Like this would be a really easy costume to just wear like all white with, and you could be like, I'm a white rabbit. The next pattern is it's basically a beanie with ears. Love that. You could wear it all year round. You could take the ears off and then you'd have a beanie. I also love that. This is the super chunky fox hat. It uses super bulky yarn, US 13 needles. That's pretty big, so it probably knits up fairly quickly. It is an adult one size hat, so it may not work for everyone. But again, this is free. It looks like a pretty simple design. It has like a rib band at the hat and then the rest is stockinette, and it looks like you sew the ears on. So you could probably adjust it and make it bigger or smaller, just removing a couple or adding a couple stitches. Or you could probably make those ears and just stick them on a hat you already have. Moving on to my next little category, I have some witch-shaped hats. So the first one is a wizard/witch hat. This is a crochet pattern. It uses worsted weight yarn and a 5.5mm hook. It says that this pattern also requires cardstock paper and tissue paper. So maybe you kind of like make the structure of the hat or like stuff it with tissue paper. And then the next one is another crocheted witch sort of hat. It's called the Witchy Cat Hat. It's basically a witch hat with a cat face on it. Super cute, but also, what is it? What are you supposed to be? Are you a witch or are you a cat? Or are you a witch that has made your cat into a hat? Fused your cat with your hat? I don't know. The description says that it's the perfect way to top off a great witch's costume. The cat eyes and nose are applique. So I guess you make the hat and then you just stick them on after. This is used as Aran weight yarn. Did I already say that? And 5.5mm hook. And it has quite a few sizes. It has hat to fit 16-inch, 18-inch, 20-inch, or 22 inches circumference. So, I mean, that's a lot, I guess. My head's like a 21-inch circumference. So, I don't know, stopping at 22, maybe that doesn't seem like that big. But I guess maybe it stretches? I don't know. And then the last witch-shaped hat is the Scarecrow Hat, which is a crochet pattern. Again, I'm sorry, these witch hats are all crochet. It uses Aran weight yarn and 5.5mm hook. I just thought this was kind of cute with the big patch and the little like drawstring through it. In their description, they say it would be perfect for dressing up as the Scarecrow from The Wizard of Oz. True. The next two patterns are kind of like horns. The first one just has a great name. The pattern is called Raven and Evil Lady Horn Hat. This is another crochet pattern. It uses Aran weight yarn and then it has two hook sizes in the recommended 5mm and 4mm. The size on the Ravelry page just says adult, but it does say that there are some notes in the pattern so you can change up the sizing. The little raven is pretty cute. It's definitely making me think of the Raven from Edgar Allan Poe's work. I just watched The Fall of the House of Usher, so it also makes me think of Verna. If you know, you know. Moving on, the next pattern is called Easy Satan Devil Horns. This is a knitting pattern. It uses Aran weight yarn, two needle sizes, US 6 and US 8. And it's a one-size-fits-all pattern. It looks like it's a headband that you put devil horns on. I'm guessing the headband is garter stitch. It kind of looks like garter stitch, and then you do little stockinette horns. Super cute. Probably very simple. I think you could definitely do this in like just a couple days before Halloween. You could probably do it even like day of if you're a speedy knitter, but I feel like whenever I try to do something day of, I just can't. I just can't finish it for some reason, no matter how easy. The next two costumes that I found are from Yarnspirations, and they're kind of like full costumes and they go together. So I'll just do them at the same time. The first one is called Halloween Wench, and the next one is called Halloween Pirate. The Halloween Wench This is primarily a crochet, and it took me a second to like figure out what the project part was because she has a lot going on in this costume. This pattern is for the wristbands that she's wearing, the hat, and the corset. So those are all crochet patterns that are included in this, and it uses 3 different hook sizes: 4mm, 5.5mm, and 6.5mm, and Aran weight yarn. And they recommend the Red Heart Super Saver yarn, which you can get at like most craft stores. And then the Halloween Pirate, I believe, is just for the hat and the eye patch. Also crochet. Hook sizes are 5.5mm, 6.5mm, and 4mm. I think that's exactly what I just said for the last one, but the order is different on this Ravelry page. So this could be like a really cute couples costume or like friend costume, whatever, but you would kind of have to fill in the blanks around the outfit. Like for the Halloween Pirate outfit, it's just a hat and an eye patch, so you'd have to like figure out what else you're wearing on your body. And then the Halloween Wench, like she has this amazing hat and corset with the matching wristbands, but like what are you gonna wear with that corset? You'd have to figure that out. So if you're gonna do this, you gotta fill in the blanks a little bit. The next couple patterns I have are related to pop culture. So the first one, and I was actually really excited when I found this one because I'm a fan of Bob's Burgers, and this is a free pattern, and it's always so exciting to find a free pattern, especially for something like this where like I don't know that I would actually make this, but like finding it and seeing that it's free like made me a little bit more interested. This pattern is called Louise's Ears Hat. It's a knitting pattern. It uses worsted weight yarn and US 7 needles. For the size, it just says adult. It says the hat is about 11 inches across at the widest point, so maybe about 22 inches in circumference. I'm not sure. It's pretty great though. Next one is the Finn Hat from Adventure Time. This is a crochet pattern. It uses Aran weight yarn and 4mm hook. It's so cute. I love the like tiny little ears. And I love that it's like a ball of or it's like a hood. It goes around your whole face. I feel like hats like that and hoods like that are super cute. Like kind of a bonnet look. The next one, so funny. So funny to me, Dr. Zoidberg. This is a knitting pattern. And I feel like I have talked about this in previous pattern recommendation videos, at least the Zoidberg claws, because there is a separate pattern for the Zoidberg claws, which is linked off of this pattern. So if you go in to look at the Zoidberg costume, the Zoidberg hat, it's in the same designer's pattern library. This is a knitting pattern. It uses Aran weight yarn and US 8 needles. It's so funny. I love all the pictures that are here. I love the costume that someone's wearing with this. It's just like a lab coat and scrubs. Like that would be a great easy costume. And I feel like if you dress as Zoidberg, like you would get so much attention all night. This next one is a crochet project. It's called Spock Ears. It uses worsted weight yarn, and I feel like this could definitely be a day of Halloween project. So funny. You just make them and slip them on your ears. You could probably also wear these as like fairy ears or like goblin ears. Endless possibilities. The next one is Yoda. This is another knitting pattern. It uses bulky weight yarn and then US 10 and US 8 needles. And this has many sizes, it seems. It has baby, child, and then adult and teenager. It looks like it's basically a beanie with little Yoda ears. So probably pretty simple, especially if you have experience making hats. And then the last one in this category is called Ogre My Ogre. This is so funny for all the Shrek fans out there. I love the little ogre ears. It doesn't say the needle size on the pattern page, but it says it uses super bulky weight yarn. Oh my gosh, it has 300 projects on the Ravelry page. This is so cute. You'd probably get a lot of attention if you dressed as Shrek for Halloween too. The rest of these patterns until we get to the accessories are just kind of random Halloween things that you could be. The first one, and probably the most epic, is Giant Squid Hat. This is a knitting pattern. It uses bulky weight yarn and size 8 needles, and it looks like it's just a giant squid that you put on your head. And then we have Hat of Horns. This is a crochet project. It kind of reminds me of the ogre hat, but it's different. Like, it's not a Shrek hat, but it's kind of in the same I don't know. It's just making me think of Shrek. Maybe because one of the sample photos is green. This is just kind of, I don't even know what it is. Maybe like, it could be like a dinosaur. Some kind of dinosaur. This is a crochet project. It uses Aran weight yarn and a 4.5mm hook. There is a description on this pattern page that says things with horns. The Minotaur, goats, Triceratops, rhinoceros, devils, jackalopes, unicorns, and kittens. Wait, not kittens. Okay, moving on. The next one I found is called Eaten Alive. It's a balaclava. It's just like your face in the mouth of a little monster. It kind of makes me think of Critters, but I did just watch the trailer for the 80s movie Critters the other day. That would actually be really funny to be a critter and like your face is in the critter's mouth. I don't know. This is a knitting pattern and it uses DK weight yarn and size US 8 needles. Next is another really easy one. You could definitely do this day of Halloween. This is an amigurumi unicorn horn. It's a crochet project. It uses worsted weight yarn and 3.75mm and 3.5mm hooks. And it looks like you could probably just like put this on a headband and wear it on your head. But what would you wear with your unicorn horn? I guess you could wear anything. I feel like I could wear this jacket with a unicorn horn. That would actually be really cute to just like be a unicorn, like a casual unicorn in like everyday dress. The next one is called Elegant Knit Crown. There are a ton of knit crowns on Ravelry that are free. I chose this one because it had sizes for adults and teenagers and then also children. This is a knitting pattern. It uses worsted weight yarn and US 7 needles. I love the simple one that doesn't have any decorations in the main photo on this Ravelry page. I think adding like little baubles or gems would make it really cute too. Or like making the plain one and then letting a kid like decorate it. That could be fun too. The next one is called Mushroom Beret. This is a crochet project. I feel like you could wear this year round. Mushrooms are so popular right now. This uses DK weight yarn and a size 4mm hook. I tried to find other mushrooms. There really aren't a lot of free mushroom patterns on Ravelry, but I thought this one was really cute. And it kind of like, I feel like a beret is a good shape for a mushroom because they're kind of like little, it's like a little canopy. A beanie would be cute too, but this is probably more true to the mushroom shape. The next three patterns are all hair patterns. The first one is called Oma's Curler's Hat. This is a crochet pattern. It uses Aran weight yarn and a 6.5mm hook. It does have an option to like buy a pattern for $4.50, but there's a free version available on their blog. I just thought this was so funny, and there are quite a few projects like this on Ravelry that are just like hats with little hair rollers. It's kind of silly and cute. The next wig is called Barrister's Wig. This is another crochet project that uses DK weight yarn and a 4mm hook. It's just like so silly. And it says a fairly easy pattern. The last wig pattern I found is called Dolly. This is maybe for like a little doll's wig. It's a knitting pattern that uses Aran weight yarn and US 6 and 7 needles. And it says, be a doll, won't you? This is cute. You can dress up as like Raggedy Ann. Okay, now we're getting into kind of like the miscellaneous things. The next pattern is called Go Incognito Masks. This is a crochet pattern that uses thread and a 1.5mm hook. So this is kind of advanced, maybe, I don't know, tiny thread and tiny hook seems advanced to me, but it's to make these cute little masks. The next mask is Plague Mask. This is a crochet pattern. It uses Aran weight yarn and a 4.5mm hook. This would be an easy costume because you could just wear like all black. Like if you made a black one, you could just wear like all black, like a cloak if you have like a black cloak laying around. This pattern is available for $3.99, but it's also available for free on the pattern website, on their blog. Now I have 4 like accessory patterns. So the first one, I was so excited when I found this. It's a crochet pattern. It's called Eternal Inner Sailor Scout Transformation Wand. It's for the Sailor Moon wand. So sick. And it uses worsted weight yarn and 3.5mm and 5mm hooks. This is so cool. I was Sailor Moon for Halloween in the 1st grade. I wish I had a picture. My mom made the costume and I just loved wearing that costume. I'm sure I wore it like the whole week before and the week after Halloween. It was so fun. The next one is a little risque. It's called the Leaf Loincloth. It's a knitting pattern. It uses Aran weight yarn and US 8 needles, and it's basically to make a little leaf for some coverage. Okay, this one is a little bit different. It's called My Little Angel Wings, and I think it might be a pattern for a baby. I feel like I just saw that and now I can't find it. It's a crochet pattern that uses bulky weight yarn and a 5.5mm hook. The reason I chose this is because although these wings might end up being teeny tiny, I made this hat inspired by Sunny Angel, and Sunny Angel has like teeny tiny wings on the back, on his back. So you could like make my hat and then make these tiny little wings. You might have to like be naked because Sunny Angel's naked most of the time, but they're giving Sunny Angel, so I had to include them. And then the last pattern that I found is for the Halloween web collar. The main picture on this pattern was very Wednesday Addams. It's approximately a 16-inch collar, so it seems like it could be fine for kids and adults. It's a crochet pattern and it uses yarn held together, cobweb, and DK. So I think that's like lace, weight, and DK. And it uses a 4mm hook. This is just like kind of cute, spooky Wednesday vibes. That's it for these patterns. They will all be linked in the bundle below. Let me know if you have any questions. Let me know if you're gonna make any of these and what you're gonna be for Halloween. I have no idea what I'm gonna be, which is a bummer because I love Halloween and I love dressing up for Halloween. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in my next video.